Welcome back, everybody, to episode 8. We're going to play a few games in a tier 10. Then we'll see you after that. Might go down to tier 9. I might go down to tier 5. Or 1. It'll be good tomorrow to see how the cross play with PlayStation 4 will be. I wonder what they got set up and how they're going to have that working out. I don't know if it'll be a good thing or will it be a bad thing or what, pretty much. I mean, it'd be good. You might have a better chance of having an all-out tier 10 battle, and you have an all-out tier 8 battle, tier 9 battle, all that. And plus you get more chances to get tier 1s to tier 2s more often. So that might help the game out better, make it more fun. But the other thing that worries me is if they allow game chat, I'm more afraid of people will start cussing and downing other players from different platforms. That's what I'm more worried about. Then, because Wargaming would end up removing both platforms from even allowing crossplay again. Because just of a few people does that. And that could really hurt a game. And that's what I'm afraid of.
We have to take and hold the marked objective.
As someone that has played crossplay in Fortnite and have people from PlayStation 4 has treated Xbox players like crap, pretty much. And I mean, it ruins the game. Now, I posted a video of they playing on there since January, but that was one reason why I quit playing. Because that's the only thing they would do. And they just sitting there ruining the game for me. I mean, most people won't think about that when that happens. Then you run the game for everybody else. And it shouldn't be that way. Dang it. That could have been a lucky little kill. Well, good then. I could have smacked a few of them right together.
Focus on this location. HE round ready to fire.
But, oh good, he got a lot to move this way.
High explosive round ready.
Right now it's 3:30
Enemies are capturing the base.
in the morning, and it's the day before cross play on World of Tanks of Ours comes out. I'm gonna post it out today what I think.
Fire! Enemy vehicle destroyed. HE round ready to fire. All our scouts have been destroyed. Ready to fire HE round. They're knocked out. We did it! We won!
Wow. I mean, just like on World of Tanks, they only had one new map. Now, it's been a while since we even had a new map, but they should have added a couple more to it. In the community map, you don't get to play online, except only in team training. And that's just, that's a bunch of crap if you think about it. And I mean, someone has been on here since day one playing that has over 20,000 battles, and a veteran like me knows that normally that you would do, you'd think the developers would have done more to the game. I see right now where it says, because you got the other server and this server, so the total is 3,500 total Xbox players right now on. And you know, 3 years ago there was 40,000. Now, when they had, well, before all this virus, it was down to the same what you see right now, because it is morning, early morning, so everybody be asleep. But the highest it was getting was around 7,000 people on a day. Man, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, I mean, sniping ain't that bad. But back in May, it skyrocketed up to 22,000 players on a day. Then it drops back down to, I think, 3,000, 4,000. all through the day, through the week. And that's when they started messing with tanks. The tier 10 started nerfing them, buffing them. And now before, when we had 40,000 players on here, they started adding all these other variants of the map. Like Team Deathmatch. And they started doing all these weather maps and
Got
stuff.
enemies in the area.
Like Sandstorm and all that.
Capture their
People
base.
start quitting. And these different maps and Blizzard and all that, I don't like it. And there was a lot of people that didn't like it. And they quit playing. And there's been one guy on here back about a couple months ago. It might have been May, same time, when the spike came up. And
Loading high explosive rounds.
he said he used to, cause I met him and I was in my Hellcat.
Focus on
And he was
this
in his
area.
KV2. He was using the 107 arms. Now anybody that knows the KV2 will sit there thinking, well, that's kind of odd. And I went and I checked his stats. He only had 800 battles in it, and his highest rank was the
Ready
KV2.
to fire.
But he's been
HE
playing
round.
it since day one. And what he got more frustrated about was that with a smaller caliber and having a weaker gun, you're not going to be able to pin. But there are places on tanks that you can pin. I could take the 90mm on the Hellcat and pin a tier 9 or tier 10. But you got to figure out the weak spots. And there's a lot of tanks I know. Even the T-28 Soviet is so crappy. I mean, I already pinned nothing. And I could figure out a few places to pin, but it's only you only got a 10% chance of pinning when you hit those weak spots. And you have to grind and grind and grind. And it ain't fair. I mean, the only thing they got that set up is that you get frustrated so much, you go to a new line and you buy gold and you XP your way through it. There are a bunch of tanks that like it. And they don't give a crap about it. Now, with a lot of them, now there were some powerful guns in here, just like what I'm using right now.
The enemy knows our
But when they
location.
first nerfed it, even AP around here would not pin hardly no tier 10s or tier 9s. Now, high explosive with the hash here, you can hit and you can do a lot of damage. I even shot an artillery, the T-92, with hash after that nerf. And you know I only did 450 damage out of 500 he had. That just tells you how weak it is. Now, at certain times after that, I got lucky to hit 600-700. But after 2 weeks not playing, and I know a bunch of people was not playing this tank, then you started doing 14 to 1500, maybe sometimes 1600 damage. And it tells me they went back after 2 weeks and didn't say nothing in the forums that they fixed it, but they took some of the damage away. Now, like right here, they got hit before, but I would have done 1400 around there.
They found us.
Would have been lucky to do it. But they need to stop messing around with tanks.
High explosive round ready.
And I mean, you might get out of the 4,000 players that play on average a day, if 20 says you need to nerf this one tank, and let's say out of 4,000, all 4,000 had the same tank, and 20 says it needs to be nerfed, they would rather listen to them, and mostly because of the people that are the 20 that said it, they might get awarded $1,000 a year. There was one guy on forums that mentioned it, and it's the same guy, because I seen his gamer tag on Facebook that he's doing the groups stuff. He spent over $3,000 for 750,000 gold. And he commented underneath it, he's being generous. Now a lot of times you have ghost shells in here, or the game will lag every once in a while, a lag spike. But my lordy, $3,000 just being generous. And sometimes the game feels like it's broke.
Ready to fire HE round.
I have shot at tanks point blank range, and my shell has went through them. Didn't do no damage because it was a ghost shell.
The enemy knows
And
our
they're saying the
location.
game is perfect. Now that right there would have sit
Enemy
there
coming right at
and done about 1,200 when it wasn't there.
us. Now that's how you do it.
And I watch a lot of replays on World of Tanks for PC, and you don't hardly see the two Death Stars as much being played. And definitely the artillery is starting to get that way on there too. Now when you're sitting there playing artillery and you're sitting there doing 300 to 400 damage, and you might get lucky, get 2,000 damage. If you're very lucky, you don't get killed out the very first. And a lot of people that I read comments on the replays that they've seen on YouTube, they have been a bunch of them said they just deleted their artilleries, their Death Stars. There was no point even having them. And I'm about the same way. And I know when they go after the artilleries, that's when I'm going to more likely start deleting the tanks. And just keep all the ones that are fun. I mean, and they had that were on forums on the Xbox. And this person was just awful. Is one of the developers, Raybot, something like that. Every time you ask a question and she didn't like it, she would just delete it. And there was a lot of good questions from a bunch of people has asked her. She just deletes it. Now they got that new guy that's from World Tanks for PC that's over the forums now. But well, we should have known when he come over there something big was going to happen. And that's when all the tier 10 started getting nerfed and buffed. Then after that,
Loading high explosive rounds.
when they brought out, oh, it's supposed to be crossplay with PlayStation 4 players with Xbox Ones. And then they dropped the hammer and said, well, we're dropping 360 players will no longer be active. I was like, wow.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Man, he's dead.
Focus on this area. High explosive round ready. We got him. Ready to fire, HE round. Focus on this location. High explosive round ready. Enemies got us in their sights. Nice job. ever had.
Yeah, a lot of people, they just got banned. They couldn't even talk on forums on here. I was concentrating on that battle, so I quit talking. Um, yeah, I mean, she got to the point she didn't care or anything. And just starts banning people from even talking on forums because there's actually questions about the game, or they said, well, this tank needs to be buffed up because it's too weak and can't do nothing. And these are like tier 4s and 5s and 6s that a tier 4 couldn't hardly pin a tier 4 with other different types. And that's sad what she done. But it's good riddance if she's gone. Because I think after the last tier 10 they buff or nerfs one, they're gonna start going down the line. And hopefully they get to it. They got the Mossy. I will say this. You can leave your thoughts in the comments down below and see what you all think about it. Even the Hellcat's not even good anymore. I have to use the APCR, just go do tier 5 sometimes. Tier 7 I can't even pin without it, or tier 8s. Or tier 6s. In fact.
We've got enemies in the area.
And I got over
Take them down or capture their base.
2,300 battles in it. That's just how weak it has got. Now it says on there it's supposed to be about 109 millimeters armor it can go through, but I believe that it's lower than that because I couldn't even hit
Focus attention
a
here.
cardboard box to go through it.
Enemies got us in their sights.
That's just how weak. Well, that's just with the AP. Now with the other stuff, like for the APCR, I can go through them all the time. But with Razor ammo, no you can't. And I got 3 marks of excellence on that Hellcat, so I know what I'm doing. Admit to be that point. Man, I got the cost. Now I got heartburn. Badly.
find her. Lost a track. Tracks back up. Go, go, go. Focus on this area. Enemy guns in their sights. Enemies looking right at us. Our track is busted. We can't move.
I just hope everything goes well on here. Tomorrow and after that update.
Enemies got us in their sights. Enemies looking right at us. Loaded and ready. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Penetration. Lost a track. Track clear. Ready to fire. They've spotted us. That one did some damage. They hit one of our tracks. Good night, Irene. Ready to fire.
Oh, I almost had him right there, but let's move to the right just a little. There's that devil.
Got him.
Oh, I snapped him.
We did it. We won.
Uh, Anyway, you can hit the like button and smash the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all next time.